and welcome to this video on the care and preservation of the Westport East Iconic Adirodack range. In this video we'll be looking at some of the best ways of protecting your chair by applying some wood preserver and oil before assembly. The Iconic range is available either in oak or eucalyptus and either with or without an embedded ottoman. In this video we'll be using the oak one for demonstration, however the same processes can be applied on the eucalyptus. So once you've unpacked the box, the contents should be as follows: the base, either with or without the embedded ottoman, the arms, back, legs, hinges, and a small bag containing some stainless steel bolts, wooden pegs and an Allen key. For comparison, we've also got a sample of the eucalyptus here. So at this stage, the temptation is to dive straight in and start assembling the chair. Before doing this, however, it is worth taking a minute to consider the long-term protection of the chair. We would recommend applying some high-quality wood preserver and then oil, which is best done prior to assembly. The ideal preserver to use will be a clear one, suitable for hardwoods used outdoors, and it's also important to check the one that you use will protect against mould, decay and blue staining fungi. Okay, so I've taken some preserver into this glass jar and we're just going to put a very small amount onto the brush and start applying it. One of the benefits of applying the preserver now rather than after the chair is put together is that we can get into every nook and cranny to make sure it gets a full cover. A common problem you get with hardwoods is that when left outside in the rain, they eventually start turning black. This is caused by blue staining fungi, the spores of which are often embedded in the grain of the wood. The purpose of applying this wood preserver is to kill those spores. In order to guarantee that that's done effectively, do be sure to follow these instructions on your wood preserver closely. And once you're satisfied that you've got a full cover on the chair, we'll move on to the oiling. So at this point, we've finished applying the preserver and we're going to have a look at oiling the chair. It's important to apply the preserver first, because if there are any blue staining fungi spores present in the wood, then that will kill them, whereas if we apply the oil directly onto the wood, then if anything it can act as a nutrient to those spores and over time can accelerate the process of the wood turning black when it's left outside. There are several types of oil that you can use depending on the finish that you require. The two that I've got here, we've got a teak oil, a clear teak oil. This one will give you a glossy, shiny finish for the wood, and the tung oil, which is the one that I'm going to be using, gives it a matte finish. The instructions will vary depending which oil that you have, so be sure to follow them closely regardless what it is. On this one, all it is to apply a fairly generous amount of the oil, wipe it in and leave it about half an hour to soak into the wood. So that's what we're going to do. I've taken some again into a small jar and a lint-free cloth. And we'll just drip some onto there. Brush in grain with the wood to make sure it can get right in. And also be sure to get into every nook and cranny. And just the same on this one. Okay, and we should be able to leave that now, and once you're satisfied with the oiling, some oils will require more than one coat. This one recommends up to 4 coats, but once all that is done, then we'll be ready to show you the finished product and start assembly. And so as you can see, this is the finished product. We've applied wood preserver and a couple of coats of oil, left it to dry, and it is now ready for assembly. You'll also notice we've reattached the hinges as they would have come in the box, and we should be ready.